What's up, everybody, and welcome to ITG Daily. Scott, we should try that again.
Oh, no.
I didn't switch our screens over. What's up, everybody? Welcome to ITG Daily, the show that brings you the hottest in gaming. Oh, dude, it still didn't flip. I'm telling you, it's going to be one of those days. What's up, everybody, and welcome to ITG Daily, the show that brings you the hottest in gaming news. I'm Drew Bosley. You can find me over on Twitter at ArtisticGamer28. That's the one, the only Scott Savage. You can find him on Twitter at Savage. Scott, what's happening today, buddy? We made it live.
Yeah, third time's the try, or the charm, rather. And we need Steve on cameras. That's our missing link here.
I can't wait for that day to happen, man. It's coming. It's in the works, everybody. It's in the works. Everybody should be over right now, joining us live over on twitch.tv/theofficial ITG, as well as YouTube. But if you can't hit us up live like Agent Howl and Northern Nerdcast and the others, well, then you can check us out later inside the game.ca, podcast services and TV streaming networks around the globe. Scott, coming up on today's show is Halo Infinite getting a Battle Royale mode? No. Never saw that one coming. J. Allen Brack steps down from Blizzard Entertainment. TakeTwo sales dips a little bit, but that's okay because GTA 5 hit 150 million copies sold, as well as Playdate sells out. Dude, we got quite the show to talk about today, so let's get going. Let's jump right into it because I want to talk about Halo Infinite. Datamine reveals Battle Royale voice line. Dude, wow, I think we all at this point predicted this was coming. Halo Infinite may be getting one thing or another that's referred to in game as a Battle Royale. Halo Infinite has an exciting weekend with a first public multiplayer test. Scott, tell us about it, buddy. You were in. How was it?
Yeah, well, it was a little rocky connection-wise. It was a little rough getting in, but
sure.
I did have some break in that, and I was able to play. And more Halo, man. It's a lot of fun. It's not quite terribly different, but they've mixed up some stuff with the weapons.
Sure.
And it seems to be a return to kind of Halo 3 style combat, where it's a little slower, but more
return to form.
Thought out. Yeah.
Nice. I like it. I like it. The excitement was somewhat overshadowed by a campaign leak in which appears to have spoiled certain events of the game's story. Be careful out there. People are leaking the actual story content, which is just unfortunate. So take mind of that when you are searching the web, socials, and all that kind of stuff. But a data mine of the natures are not surprising, of course. And one such data mine has uncovered a voice clip announcing Battle Royale. The clip is similar to existing voice lines for various other game modes such as Slayer. Halo's iconic announcer is typically the first thing players hear to start the match. And well, Scott, that's what they heard as well. They dug a little deep and they heard the announcements of a Battle Royale mode. Are you, first of all, Scott, I don't think any of us are really that surprised, but how excited are you for a Battle Royale mode set in the world of Halo?
Well, I brought this up first as a kind of as a joke. What's going to get a Battle Royale next? We've seen Pac-Man and the like. So at first it was just kind of an offhand joke, but then as time went on, I started to think about that. And I think I like the sounds of that, actually. And now we're here getting towards the eve of release, and we're hearing about it. It's real. I'm actually kind of excited.
Absolutely.
Not just because I guessed it, but I like to see a different take on Battle Royale, and Halo is a language I've spoke for many years now. So I'm excited.
The funny part is, Scott, that 343 said themselves, 343 Industries said that they aren't doing a Battle Royale mode at all. So maybe they've had a sudden change of heart, and now they're like, oh, maybe this is something we should dive into, take a look at. They are going the whole free-to-play model for the entire multiplayer series here for Halo Infinite, which I think we're all a little bit shocked to see that, but we think also that it's a good move for the franchise to switch over and allow people to get in. And then how else do you keep them around? Everybody wants to go with this Halo back to form, but they also want to see, like, when you get into a new game, what's new? What are you bringing back? I remember when I jumped into the Hitman 3, and there were changes taken to Hitman 3 that took out the multiplayer aspect of Hitman 2. And I was just kind of like, well, whoa, like that's a step backwards in my eyes.
Yeah.
Right. So to see that they're gonna look to bring things forward a little bit more, yeah, bring that return to form with Halo and what everybody knows as the Halo franchise and have been fans of multiplayer for so long. Like, dude, I don't know how many stories Nate talks about, Corey talks about, like everybody talks about, yourself included, about the Halo multiplayer days. Like everybody started on Xbox playing Halo, man. Like that's where this kind of grew from. So to see that they're returning to form, they've tried new things in the past, didn't really pan out, but now they're making this return to form, and that's a nice touch. But then you also want to see what's new in the world of Halo 2. So to bring a Battle Royale, which is still a hot topic, Scott, so why wouldn't you want to bring one over?
Yeah, I'm a little worried that this is a venue with which to sell us loot boxes. I'm worried about that. But
yeah, that's for sure.
That would just be a bad taste on an overall good idea, I think. And other than this Battle Royale mode being introduced as something new, so far we've seen kind of tactical items being used in the beta. Yeah. And like a grappling hook sort of thing. That was the most notable.
For sure. Did it work well for you, Scott?
It was pretty interesting, except you only have ammo with it. I guess you shoot the harpoon and you only have so many shots to actually use the grab, but it shook it up, especially because you move a little slower. So it was really beneficial to shoot across the map and get height on somebody.
That's cool. I saw one guy, he slingshotted himself around, so he hooked himself underneath, went around the ledge, flipped up top, and came down and landed on a guy. Like, it was incredible.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. I'm like, how do you do that? I couldn't do that if I tried. I don't know how many times, but either way. Scott, let's get into some breaking news this morning. Blizzard president J. Allen Brack is stepping down. There's a long article, so bear with us on this one, because we got a few things to read here, Scott. J. Allen Brack, the president of Warcraft and Overwatch studio Blizzard Entertainment, is leaving his position less than 2 weeks after an investigation by the California Department of Fair Employment and Housing made public explosive allegations of harassment and discrimination within the company. In a statement released by Blizzard, it's announced that Brack will be stepping down and will be replaced by leadership team Jen O'Neill and Mike Ybarra. You should know Mike Ybarra from the world of Xbox, because he was over at Xbox for years, made his way over to Blizzard. Now that he's stepping it up as well as Jen. So that's cool to see movements being taken now, Scott. I guess we can kind of go with that so far. To all members of the Blizzard community, we want to let you know about an important leadership change in Blizzard Entertainment. Starting today, J. Allen Brack will be stepping down as the leader of the studio, and Jen and Mike will be co-leading Blizzard moving forward. Jen joined Blizzard in January as Executive Vice President of Development, where she's been providing senior development, leadership, and support to the Diablo and Overwatch franchise. Jen is the former head of Vicarious Visions, which is now part of Blizzard Entertainment. After many years at Xbox, Mike joined the company in 2019 as an Executive Vice President and General Manager of Platform and Technology, where he's been overseeing the evolution of Battle.net and our development services organization. Jen and Mike have more than 3 decades of gaming industry experience between them. Moving forward, they will share responsibilities over game development and company operations. Both leaders are deeply committed to all their employees and such like that, right? Of course they are. This is great. I think this is the biggest thing though, Scott, is it starts at the top, buddy. You gotta sometimes maybe take out the top and then replace it new. And I think Jen and Mike coming in could be the next step that Blizzard's gonna have to take to kind of get back on their feet and take some of that mind share back away from what we've been seeing in with the whole Activision and, you know, the harassment lawsuits and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, it's a little more than fighting fire damage at this point, and
yeah,
it makes sense. Brack being at the top, sort of a disgraceful situation, and we had to see some sort of reaction come from it. So this is hopefully a positive move.
Yeah, hopefully, right? So Brack also released a short statement which reads, "I am confident that Jen and Mike will provide the leadership Blizzard needs to realize its full potential and will accelerate the pace of change. I anticipate they will do so with passion and enthusiasm that they can be trusted to lead with the highest levels of integrity and commitment to the components of our culture that make Blizzard so special. So that's a nice little statement on the way out, Scott, but it seems it's just time for a change over there, isn't it?
Yeah, well, they have to do something, and I wonder if this will be the only changes that happen, or if this
I doubt
plus
it.
the result of certain charges, that might be able to they might be able to get past this scenario. But uh, it sounds like such a mess to clean up. This is only the beginning, I'm sure.
Yeah, unfortunately, right? It's just a situation that probably never should have. Well, it's not probably. It just should have never been there in the first place. But it starts sometimes, like we've talked about. It starts at the top. You take out the top and replace that. Maybe we can get in there with fresh eyes and things like that, and help kind of fix what was broken. And then hopefully we can get Blizzard Entertainment back to where everybody kind of holds them at a high standard, and the employees can then be justified as well with quality and just respect. I think is one of the biggest things, really. But Scott, let's move on to some exciting news out of Take-Two. Even though their sales are dipping in their first quarter, well, it doesn't seem to be all that bad as GTA 5 hits 150 million copies shipped. It says, right? Take-Two. Okay, this one's dude, we got some long articles going on today. Take-Two reported today that its first quarter results were down, I'll bet not as sharply as it had been experienced. Oh, here we go with Slack again. For the third month end of June, revenues was down 2%, just 2%, Scott, to 813 million, with net bookings down 29% to $711 million. The numbers beat the company's revenue forecast, which topped out at $780 million, with the high end of the net bookings range being $675 million. Net company to the quarter was up 72% year over year to $152 million. Publisher credited GTA 5, of course, Scott, and GTA Online, Red Dead 2, and Red Dead Online, as well as Borderlands 3 for driving its first quarter results. That's no big surprise there. GTA Online, Scott, is just an absolute moneymaker.
I can't believe there's still people buying that game. Not that it's a comment on the quality. I know it is great quality, but is there... it's almost crossing into the realm of Skyrim now. Are people playing this on a smart fridge? Is there any device spared from Grand Theft Auto 5?
It's just nuts, right? Take-Two also noted it was facing a tough comparison with the year-ago quarter, the first full quarter of the pandemic, when gaming publishers around the industry reported significant surges in their results. We're gratified to see that, as we expected, most pandemic demand was higher than pre-pandemic demand, and the modernization was not as severe as we expected. Take-Two chairman and CEO Strauss Zelnick tells GameIndustry.biz in a calling discussing the results, adding, "As we hopefully get out of this difficult time, it's hard to know given what's going on with the Delta variant. It's nice to see the new normal for our business is much stronger than the old normal." And dude, so that the biggest thing comes out of this is that GTA 5 has topped 150 million units shipped. Grand Theft Auto Online's audience size is up 72% over where it was 2 years ago. Dude, that's incredible. When the pandemic started, it grew to where it is now by 72% is insane.
A lot of people made that calculation. I'm going to be home for a long time.
Right?
There's only so many movies in the world, so time to get into Grand Theft Auto if you haven't yet.
Well, there's just that, and then you can get into Red Dead. Like I always seem to get sucked back into that one as well, which Red Dead 2 has shipped more than 38 million copies, while the Red Dead Online offshoot has grown its player base by 18%. Not quite the 72% that GTA saw, but it's still almost 20% over last year. NBA 2K and Civilization has now shipped more than 11 million copies each. Civilization 6, with the latter outpacing Civ 5 at this point in the game's life cycle. Looking forward, Take-Two is again setting the bar lower than last year for their quarter and stuff like that. For their predictions of where their money's going to lie, Scott, they're actually aiming in lower than last year because everybody now is starting to get back to work, right? We're getting out of that pandemic phase somewhat. We'll see what the Delta variant holds. But what they wrapped up here with was, even if Take-Two has trouble posting positive numbers in the near term, Zelnick says it shouldn't be long before it returns to growth. We're bringing 20 titles to market this year, and we expect to bring roughly that amount for the following 2 years, he says. And we expect to set records again starting fiscal 2023. Scott, I got a question mark. Well, right? So the biggest thing here is that they expect to set records again in 2023. Is that GTA 6? Scott, is that what we're going to get? We heard reports that GTA 6 won't be around until 2025, but he's looking to set new records. What do they have up their sleeve over at Take-Two that's going to set new records? Another GTA?
Yeah, well, it seems likely either GTA or Red Dead, but I feel like Red Dead 3 is even further away
Absolutely.
than GTA 6.
Yeah.
So it's unlikely that it's either of those two. But 20 titles coming this year, I'm struggling to think of 5 that
I know. I was kind of thinking that too. Like, you have 20 titles this year alone. It is now August, right? So we're only a few months out until the new year starts.
Yeah.
What do you have planned that we're going to see 20 titles come out? Now, this is in their fiscal year, right? Which is a little bit different than, so basically it has till March is what their fiscal year will wrap up at. And then that's what their year is going to look like. But what do you have coming down the pipeline that's going to be 20 titles? Like, dude, I'm kind of excited now. Like, what is Take-Two? I am a big fan of Take-Two. I think they have some great games over there. And obviously GTA is on my radar. But the newest, we've seen the fact that they're working on a next-gen version for GTA Online, Scott. And I think that's going to be a big selling feature, right? Because I'm looking to get it on next-gen consoles. I definitely want to be in there. I want to do a heist. And I'm hoping with that will come upgraded, not only visuals, but mechanics behind the game as well, right? Because, man, I put it back on not too long ago, and it felt so clunky compared to playing Red Dead Online that I had a hard time getting into it. But it doesn't seem like a lot of other people are, as they're up 72%. Capacity.
I hadn't thought of a reissue of GTA 5. That very well may explain the 2023 spike in popularity again.
Sure.
But GTA 5 at this point, it seems like everybody has it. Now, it is interesting to note that it's gone from 360 to Xbox One and PlayStation 4. Yep. So maybe it really is another jump. They'll sell it to 3 different console generations.
Which will be, from what I understand, the only title to actually do so, to take 3 generations of consoles and be on each platform with the same game, dude. And it's going to sell. It will sell.
Destiny got close doing 2, but then Destiny 2 was their second release that we have on these consoles now. So
yeah,
it did not span 3.
We'll see what happens with more Destiny. And Bungie apparently working on a new IP as well, but that's for another story. Scott, let's get into Playdate sells out in 2021. Stock supplies in less than 20 minutes. Have you seen this thing, man? Dude, I don't really.
I'm not familiar with this one. No.
Okay, so here it goes. Playdate, or pre-orders for the new handheld console Playdate, opened on July 29th with over 20,000 consoles sold in less than 20 minutes. 20,000 consoles is a low expectation of what they were predicting. They also didn't want to get caught, with more stock, and what do you do with it, right? So, but over at this is confirmed by the maker Panic, and the Firewatch publisher allocated the set number of units to be shipped later in the year. Once this had sold out, the company continued to take orders for 2022. Units made for next year will be adjusted to meet the demand set by pre-orders, according to the company. Panic is also set to release a free SDK that will enable more developers to make games for the Playdate. It's scheduled to release as the first batch of consoles are shipped. To me, this thing, dude, you got to crank the system in order to use it, and then you only have a D-pad and 2 buttons.
Powered?
It's just like, what? I don't know. This is a very unique thing to see it all come out, and people lost their mind. And there are developers that are focused on this, which is great, but for me, I just... No,
they're going to need their own set of first-party, perhaps, developers. I'm sure they want to get third-party interest as well. But
guess.
I'm seeing the model of it, and it's not a Switch copy. That's
Ugh.
interesting, but it's more of a Game Boy,
It's just,
but
yeah,
not
it is.
Nintendo licensed. So what kind
No.
of games are they gonna have? That's
Oh man, like I don't know. I was shocked to see it, but either way, there it is, sold out in 20 minutes, 200 or 20,000 copies, 20 minutes, gone. Now, if you're looking to get a Playdate, you gotta wait till 2022. There it is, everybody. Take it what you will. Let's get into what Facebook is up to, because this one was seeing a bit of a weird article, Scott. Facebook blocks Road 96 ad for being political. Really?
Facebook, I thought, loves the political conversation.
Facebook has blocked adverts for adventure game Road 96, claiming that the content shown does not comply with the platform's policy for social, electrical, or political messaging. Is that really? Dude, speaking with Axios, Road 96 developer Johan Fanais, I'm gonna go with that, said initially that he thought the decision was a joke. Like, he thought it was just like, really, it was just surprising, right? Fanais said that the ad in question did contain language that could be considered political, such as reaching the border and escaping a troubled country. This messaging echoes some of the narrative themes central to the game. He further explained that Road 96 is more than just a political inspired title. It's also a game that has you hitchhiking, as you meeting people, and more. Dude, the game, I saw a preview of the game. The game looks cool, like very cool. Facebook didn't clarify as to how advertisements were screened either, so they just have some kind of robot behind the scenes. I'm not sure how it worked, but the decision to block Road 96 advertisement does raise concerns as to what Facebook considers political for ads. Commercials for titles such as Call of Duty, for example, are ran often, and it can be argued that those games are political as well. Absolutely, Scott.
Yeah, some of them certainly. They're dealing with pretty heavy topics at the very least, and clashing armies and nations that are still around today.
Yeah, exactly, right? So it just seemed that that's what they chose to block was Road 96, which is,
I wonder if it's
weird.
A partisan kind of block, Facebook leaning more into the liberal side, and perhaps there's some sort of content to the contrary. That's the only thing that I can think of that's so hot of a topic that you wouldn't want to get into.
Yeah, I don't know. It just seems kind of weird and odd to me, but it is what it is. Scott, let's get into it, buddy. We're wrapping up the end of the show like we always do. Let's check out what releases are out today, because there aren't any game announcements, are there?
No, not particularly today. We do have a couple releases though, and that would start off with Hunter's Arena Legends coming to the PS4 and the PS5.
I guess you're not really going to check that one out, are you?
I'm on the other side of the fence, but
that's too bad. Maybe Steve and I will jump into it. We jumped into it in the past. It was on PC. It actually is on PC.
Thought so.
Yeah, so if you want to check out the game over there, that is another option. But today it is released, and it's actually on PlayStation Plus for PS5 owners, I believe. So there's something for you as well.
A little bit of a starting population for that game. That's positive.
Yep.
Then we have Lemnis Gate. Now that's coming to the PC, the PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Series X consoles.
Have you seen that one at all?
No, actually. I believe I remember watching one trailer, but I don't remember much else. That was quite a while ago now.
Yeah, I don't know. We might check that one out. It looks kind of cool. We'll have to see. We only have one left, though.
Shooter.
Dude, it's a quiet day.
Yeah. Lastly, we have Rocket releasing on PC today.
Which is, I don't know what that is. So it is what it is.
Me neither.
But that's going to wrap up today's show. Everybody, thank you for hanging out with us. And of course, you can always follow us live over on twitch.tv/theofficialITG, as well as YouTube. But if you can't join us live, you should definitely be hitting us up later inside the game.ca, podcast services, and TV streaming networks around the globe. I'm Drew, that's Scott, and we'll see everybody tomorrow inside the game.